Hello and welcome to Deep Thoughts with Daily Niger. My name is Ifenla Jedidiah Oligbinde, and on today's session we have with us pharmacist Smart Onokurhefe Henry. He happens to be a seasoned community pharmacist and the MD CEO of Pink Pharmacy. We'll be talking about different things that you never knew existed in the world of pharmacy. We'll be talking about substance abuse. Did you get that? Substance abuse. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. So you're most welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I hope it wasn't difficult you getting to our studio.
No, not at all, not at all.
Okay.
I'm more or less very conversant with the terrain.
All right.
I'm very sure that even when I was in Abuja, the foundation of this NACO building was not formed.
That must have been a very long time, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right from the time of IBP.
Okay, that's a very long time.
Yes.
It is a very long time.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about your profession.
Okay.
Where did you school? Where did you study? And for how long have you been practicing?
Okay, I schooled in the then University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University.
I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University.
Okay. And I left today in 1989.
Okay.
Then I had my 1-year mandatory internship course at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, LUT in Diaraba.
Wow.
After which I proceeded to Sokoto State for my National Youth Service Corps.
Wow.
Of which, after that, I moved down to the Middle Belt and I found myself in Abuja.
Now, sir, let's talk about substance abuse. What exactly is substance abuse?
Substance abuse, we'll look at it in a very wide range, because when it comes to substance, you have drug involved, you have other substance involved that are not actually drug, but things that are being abused. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So like now you can break it down, drug and others both makes the substance. So we will not just say, okay, it's drug
just about
abuse.
drugs.
No. There are other substances that are being abused that are not actually drug. Okay, like we'll go down to the description of what drug is first.
Yes.
You see, drugs, there are two categories. There are chemical substance and biotic substance.
And they are still drugs.
Yes. The chemical substance are the drugs you manufacture from chemicals. To give you
examples.
For example, like Septrin. Let's just put it there because before I go on, you'll be confused.
I will
so like
be
Septrin,
confused.
it's a chemical substance. Then if you talk of like ampiclos, it's gotten from a biological source by culturing bacteria.
I think they use ampiclos as an antibiotics.
It is an antibiotics, but the source is from a biological origin. It's not a chemical substance like Septrin that you go to the lab, the chemistry lab, you join OH with this, you come out with Septrin. So that's why I don't want to go there. So the thing is, actually, the drugs were manufactured for a particular purpose. They have the therapeutical values of which it's supposed to be used for. And there's a particular pattern in which you use those drugs. But when you now deviate from a pattern of which the drug should be used, it becomes either misuse or abuse.
So what's the difference between misuse and abuse?
Misuse and abuse, they are in two categories. Let's go it this way. Misuse is when, for instance, an ampiclos or maybe some other antibiotics, you are supposed to use it like ampiclos every 6 hourly, religiously for 5 days. But unconsciously or consciously, for instance, maybe if you are traveling to the east, you stop over a local jar. After your meal, you say, I'm not too sure of the source of the water. You just, let me take 2 capsules of ampiclos. That's misuse. Because you have not used it in a way it's supposed to be used. You understand? So you are supposed to follow the prescribed hours that you are supposed. That's
Okay.
misuse. You understand that? The way you now talk of abuse, when you abuse in a way that when the drug is meant for instance, an accident patient that is traumatized, in serious pain, at that point in time, you need like a narcotic analgesic. Not just paracetamol. We may never, because by the time we start, we will get confused. At that particular point in time, you need a narcotic analgesic, like maybe cocaine, tramadol, or whatever, for that purpose.
So you mentioned cocaine. So cocaine can actually be used medically.
Yeah.
As prescribed by a doctor.
As prescribed, as we are saying that if we have enough evidence that you need cocaine, the next thing we'll do, we'll get the relevant documents. We'll go to Oshodi, where the narcotic center is, and we'll have to sign as a pharmacist. I'm licensed to handle the drug.
Okay, sir, I don't know. Are there two different kinds of cocaine? I mean, is it the same cocaine that we all know? Like
yeah,
cocaine,
it's the same. It's the same. Do you know where that is where the abuse comes in? Where you are supposed to take maybe like a gram for the pain because you are not.
Sorry to cut. That was supposed to be my next question. At what point can someone be said to abuse drug? At what point exactly?
No, when you become dependent on it, you're already abusing it. Like as I was saying, like assuming an accident patient or a cancer patient, for instance, because they are in pains, they will need the drug. By the grace of God, you recover from your trauma. You now say, okay, you feel good when you were taking the drug because you were in the hospital. Even like the sickle cell patients, they are on a particular injection because for the reason people don't go into it, I may not want to name names.
Please don't.
Like the sickle cell, the sickle cell patients, they actually need a particular injection.
Wow.
Yeah, to relieve them of the ache.
Of the pain.
But when they are not in that ache, but because of the hallucinating nature they had when they were on the drug, they will cry to mom, I'm in crisis, I'm in crisis, because they want to get back to the hallucinating state, which is not supposed to be, which is now the abuse.
Wow, interesting. Okay, can someone be said to abuse drugs after the drug being prescribed by a doctor?
Yes. Not only the person, like for instance, you go to the doctor, you obtain a prescription that this drug, because you must have complained, either you or your baby or any person around you, that for instance, my baby is stooling, is this, that. You go to the pediatrician, you obtain a prescription, then your baby gets well. Get it to the office, you meet your colleague with the same complaint that, my baby is this. You now try to transmit that particular prescription for your daughter to your colleagues in the office, which is wrong. Because it's possible that the cause of your child is different from, even though they may have the same symptom. You know?
So if they have the same symptoms, so how
the etiology differs.
Yes.
Because it's possible that you took shawarma, you are purging. We know what to give to you, like as an attitude. Maybe you take ultracarbon or whatever. Then, on the other hand, the other person take okpa and start purging. So, two of you are purging, but the source of the purging differs. That require different action. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm sure I'm not the only one who is wowed right now. I'm sure you are wonderful. Most esteemed viewers are following us step by step. Now we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Now, sir, we've talked about codeine. We've talked about different substances, and you said that when we're talking about substances, we have drugs and others. Now, talking about codeine, there's been this conversation all around Nigeria about codeine, children taking codeine, students, workers, and everybody taking codeine. And to what extent can this particular codeine be restricted? Yes, we know it's being restricted, but how can parents ensure that their children are well protected? How can we ourselves ensure that people around us are well protected where codeine is concerned?
Okay. Like as I said, every drug has its own pharmaceutical value.
Yes.
That is why the drug is manufactured. If you look at it critically, codeine has never been in the stream maybe about 15 years
Yes.
ago, or even 10 years ago. And it's a substance that is used in reducing, or let me put it that, maybe to take care of cough.
Yes,
because pharmaceutically, we classify it like as an antitussive.
Oh, sir, please, what does that
What
mean?
what I mean antitussive
Okay.
is there are times when you have cough,
Yes, sir.
you keep on coughing due to
Okay.
reflex action, tears will be coming off
Coming
your
out from
eyes.
the eyes.
You know, being reflex action, you will lose control or whatever. So, antitussive is that once you take in the codeine,
Yes.
that effect of coughing, tears coming out will not be there. That is that
Okay.
not
Okay.
uncle,
Okay.
antitussive.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Sir.
And it has been stipulated that take 10 meals
Okay.
3 times a
A
day.
day.
That is the pattern in which you are supposed to take it.
Hmm.
But because you mistakenly took 10 or 15 meals and you feel irie,
Yes.
you feel hallucinated,
Yes.
you say, oh, yeah, it's good. When you are never having cough, you tend to drift. And from 15 meals, you go
Yes.
to 30 meals, you go to 40 meals,
and
on and on until you get hooked to it.
to eat.
Yes. How does it happen? It starts from the parents.
Okay.
It starts from the head of the family.
Children, parents, the
Yes,
father.
there is a particular patient I had that was placed on tramadol.
Okay.
The one that's why I'm saying, because it's popular all over
Yes,
the
sir.
place.
Yes, sir.
Because he had an accident, he was placed on tramadol. He got well,
Okay.
but in the process, he went for an interaction and he performed very well as a civil servant.
Okay.
The colleague was saying, how did you do it? He said, you know that I'm a sharp guy, this.
Okay.
Before you knew, before he goes to the office, he want to take it.
Take it again.
We will stop selling because that drug is a prescription drug. But you know, these people, they have a way of generating fresh prescription that my doctor has reviewed my case. My doctor have reviewed my case. Do you know that at a point we stop selling? He will send the driver. From there, the driver knows what my boss, what the boss is taking.
Yes.
From there, the son followed the driver. You know, normally the driver say, yeah. So now say this is what our boss is taking.
Okay.
The driver started taking it. Before you know, the son
Started taking it.
because the head of the house exposed.
To the,
Yeah. You see your son with coke now and then.
Yes.
What is in? They will pour Belenin inside.
Inside.
They say, no, my son is a very quiet guy. He doesn't talk. Check. It doesn't ooze like alcohol. There are precautions you have to take. Call your boy in the morning. The iris, the pupil in the eye, it dilates. Once you are on those kind of drugs, either tramadol, the codeine, because this, you see, if by the time we start, because we have to
so you mean it has a way of almost instantly affecting the body system?
Yeah, instantly. And that is why by the time you take enough codeine in excess of that 10 meals, you know, I said there's a pattern.
10 years, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
In excess of that 10 meals, your pupil begin to dilate.
Okay.
That there's a black spot in there. It begins to dilate. So much light will be going to your eye. You'll now be squeezing like a rabbit. That is where I've not said don't suspect any guy that wear black goggle.
Okay.
That is why they will now put on the goggle to reduce the intensity of the light.
Wow.
You know, the pupil is already dilated.
Yes.
So for you to check your words in the morning, oh boy, come.
Wow.
You look it straight because nothing will ooze out of the mouth.
Yes.
You check at the pupil. If it's dilating, oh boy, come. What are you taking?
taking?
Yes, man. Because the earlier, the better. Because once they get hooked up to it, it's very dangerous.
Very, very dangerous.
And maybe, if time will permit, we may even want to discuss other dangerous things, not just cocaine.
I'm even still going there, but before we get there, now we talked about substance abuse generally, and we've been talking about drug abuse. What about instances where people, students, workers take coffee? And then they cannot, I mean, when I was in school, I know some of my friends in school had to take coffee just so they don't sleep. And it becomes an addiction for them.
Even coffee is a drug. Water is a drug. The other substance,
water is a drug.
Of course.
Okay, that's a first
H2O now.
H2O. Okay, well, yes,
a drug.
Yes,
it's hydrogen and oxygen. It's a drug.
Yes.
So, like, if we want to just deviate a little bit
to
the other substance that they are being abused is, you see, there are cases whereby the youths are being sent into uncompleted buildings,
Yes.
the forest, to obtain the stool, the excreta of reptiles,
Okay.
specifically lizard. You know, it comes in white and black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They break it into two. The white aspect, they sniff it.
Okay. I'm just getting to hear that. The one I know of is that people sniff urine
We are still
and
get-
gutter also.
No, we'll soon get there. I'll give you the parameters.
Oh
Actually,
my
I'm a
goodness.
seasoned. Yeah. So they sniff the white parts.
Okay.
Apart from that, the petrol, they sniff.
The normal petrol.
Yeah. They put it in container, they sniff.
Wow.
And that leads to leukemia, cancer of the bone marrow.
But why? To what extent?
Wait. Do you know even the shoe maker or the aboki,
Yes.
the gum they use, they sniff it.
Wow.
Then on this your street, okay, go to the residential area.
Okay.
You see maybe like an exotic car parked,
Okay.
jacked up,
Yes.
thinking that he wants to change the tire.
The tire.
If you check beside,
Okay.
there's this iron manhole. If you are conversant with Abuja,
Yes. Yes.
there's this manhole that ooze.
Yes.
They will squat and be sniffing.
Okay, now this goes to everybody out there. If you see any car parked by
Parked.
the roadside and you see anybody bending down, the person is
It's a
probably,
suspect.
well, I don't know. If it's a police van, I'm not there. I didn't see anything.
They sniff because these are the kind of people that have this sockaway system in
Yes.
their own house, but they don't have access
Okay,
to
now-
that ammonia gas coming out of the stool. You know, when you flush your house,
Of
you flush
course,
your
of
toilet,
course,
it doesn't
of
come.
course.
But do you know that to a large
We're
extent,
talking about industrial gutter here. I mean,
yes,
Industrial
and they know when
hosing.
to do it. They do it when 2, 3, the weather is hot.
Oh my
more
goodness.
gas is coming. They won't
Oh
even go,
my
they won't,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
they won't even go there in the morning.
Woo.
You can imagine the kind of madness.
Okay, so now we've been talking about the problems. What exactly is the way forward? I know that in foreign countries, their policies and regulations are always put in place. You can't just enter any pharmaceutical company, office, shop, or any chemist to buy any drug. But we see that happening in Nigeria. So what kind of policies can be put in place by the federal government to ensure that things go as they ought to in protecting the citizens?
Yeah, the what we need to do is already in place.
Mm-hmm.
All what we need there is an enforcement,
Okay.
because it's there. You know
Yes.
that if you must buy any drug, you go to a pharmacy outlet,
Yes.
you have the signboard with a
Yes,
cross
yes.
and a mortar. If you go there, you will be given the right medication and advice on how to take your drug. So, like, the NDLA is there,
Yes, sir.
monitoring.
Yes.
The council, that's the
Yes,
pharmacist council of
yes,
Nigeria,
yes.
is there monitoring.
And NAFDAC is
but
also there.
yeah, NAFDAC, okay, glory be to Professor Akuyele.
Akuyele,
She did
yes,
very well.
very, very
She
awesome,
did
amazingly well.
very
Yes,
well.
true that,
That
true
it
that.
must be. But the thing is, the policies that are there are not being enforced to the letter.
So the problem is not really in the policies, but in enforcing.
It's in enforcement. You have to empower them, and they should not compromise. You see that you come to my pharmacy, you want to buy maybe a bottle of Belinin without prescription, and I refuse you. You go to the next place, a patent medicine store. All he's interested is using drug as an article of trade. In quote, give me the money, I'll give you. So, but me, I appeal to my conscience
Yes.
as a seasoned pharmacist.
Conscious first.
Yes.
Good one.
Because the thing is, you can imagine what happened to the relation of
Yes.
Akuyele. He was not being given insulin that was not properly stored,
Yes.
and the woman died. And she said, "For this, I'll have a cause to fight." So I will stop anything that will frustrate anything around me, because if I give you the Belini today, how am I sure that you not go to my children's school and go and harass them.
True. Okay, so sir, on a personal note, what are the challenges you face as a pharmacist in the community? I know, off record, when we were still talking before we started this interview, you were talking about the time that you were saying that there were times when people would come to you, they want to buy some drugs, and you say, no, you don't need to buy it.
Yeah.
Go drink water, go and rest.
Yeah.
At what point did you get to when you couldn't continue to do that, or is that how you've always been doing? What are the challenges generally?
If I've been doing that, I will be out of business.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now that's where I'm going to
so
actually.
it is left for us. You see, like we're counselors, we advise and all that. So, but we keep track of our patients.
Yes.
Like I said earlier on, that people go out to generate prescription in order to satisfy their urge. So what we do is monitor whoever that is coming,
Yes.
who is sending you. Is it your boss? Is it this? Is it that? You try and don't look at the naira value you are going to get.
Yes.
It's better you turn away some people,
People.
not for the gain of naira and kobo.
Okay.
Then you will be able to, like me, I know when, do you know that when it comes to this issue of the drug,
Yes.
a guy will come in, buy an antibiotics,
Okay.
like Augmentin,
Okay.
like 4,000 or whatever. I say, I have cold this. Okay, after, can I have a bottle of Belladine? They will hide under that, guys.
Oh.
Because if you just come straight, I
Right,
need
so it's
Belladine,
actually
you will not.
Belladine the person
Yes,
actually
but
needed.
he will sacrifice a lot of money for an antibiotic
that.
just to take, because they are very, they know what they are doing. So the thing is for us as a counselor, we judge, we know who to release drug to and not to release to. And at every point in time, we make sure that the drugs goes to the right person. There are times we even say, go back to the doctor, let the doctor sign.
But on that note, is it not possible for industries that actually produce this special
The drugs.
like the Belladine, for instance, is it not possible to tell them produce certain amount per year or per month?
We see, I told you that these drugs, they are manufactured for pharmaceutical values.
Yes.
Take 10 mils.
Yes.
And when you are supposed to take 10 mils, you decide to take 20 mils, you don't go back to the factory. Because if they were that poisonous and deadly, nobody would, it will not be, FDA like the one in the US, they will never get approval of it.
Yes.
So the drugs are there is when you deviate from the pattern in which you want to use it. So in order to check the pattern, the gospel start from their house. Do you know what? There's a story. These boys will come together. Are we going for fellowship? Communion is going to be served.
Okay.
The communion is Belladine and
I
Coke.
see.
That's the communion.
That's the bread you are breaking.
Yes, yeah. So communion is going to be served. We are going for fellowship. So if you are very conscious of the kind of friends your son or daughter is keeping, and you hear those language even on the phone, there's a word I want to tell every parent like this. If your son or your daughter is always in the room, quiet, others are watching match, it's in the room, you feel it's quiet,
Yes.
be very careful. Because initially the drugs excites you.
Yes.
Because there's a graft. Once it excites you, you are high, you get hallucinated.
Yes.
Later you go into depression, you become moody.
So there are different stages.
Yes, there are different stages. You become moody. So at that point in time, they retreat into seclusion, planning on how to get the next
one.
dose. That is when they will now maybe start selling things or whatever.
Yes, yes.
So you have to monitor the mood of your ward, even the mood of your driver, because all of them, they are all involved.
Yes,
it's not only the children, even your driver, your gardener,
even the security person, the gate man.
Watch their mood. The mood is very, very important.
So, okay, so what about slangs? You mentioned language earlier. What about slangs? Are there some street slangs that you've come across that people say, so that our parents would know?
No,
that's
what. I just give you an instance. Say we are going for fellowship.
For fellowship.
Then you that is going for a board meeting say, thank God my son is going for fellowship. Not knowing that he's not going to church. He's going for. It's a holy communion is going to be served. Because the thing is, what they do is they separate how they obtain the drugs. You will buy today.
Yes.
Emeka will buy tomorrow. Aminu will buy next tomorrow, so that you don't repeat yourself at a particular place. So maybe you come once in a month. Now the Aminu will also come to the same place. At the end of the day, it goes to their circle of fellowship. They have a way of sourcing. Do you know that? So many things are happening. I don't want to say.
Yes,
so many things are. Yes.
It's been an amazing and awesome time with you, sir. I mean, I wish we can go on and on and on and on.
Like there's another one. If you just permit like 2-3 minutes,
Okay.
Very brief.
Okay.
Because we talk of alcohol.
Yes.
I mean drugs.
Yes.
Alcohol is one, which is even more deadlier than.
It's also a substance.
No, it's
right?
a drug. No,
okay. Alcohol is a drug.
It's a drug. Okay. When you check your blood tonic, Elysia.
Okay.
But you pay for this pharmacy school. Alcohol is the base for the blood tonic. When you get.
Is it because of the content of?
No. In blood tonic.
Yes.
Blood medication.
Yes.
You have the syrup, which is sugar based.
Yes.
You have the tonic and Elysia, which is alcohol based.
Okay.
The alcohol based, by the time you give it to your boy of 5 years or whatever, it will just be something on the sofa. You say your boy is
very high.
Is the alcohol.
Okay.
Again, excessive intake of alcohol will cause irreversible liver cirrhosis.
Oh my God. I hope you people are writing this thing down.
It will cause liver cirrhosis.
Okay.
Yeah. That's your liver will pack up.
Yes.
So, if it is somebody that is hooked to codeine, to marijuana, to cocaine,
so what about paracetamol? Or
excessive intake of paracetamol, your kidney will collapse.
Wow.
That is why it is stated take 2 tablets 3 times a day for 3 days. If you are not okay, go and see your doctor. But there are some people, once they come back from work, paracetamol. Even to the extent of taking putazolidine in those days, before Professor Green stopped it.
I know of someone who got healed, and I think within 24 hours, the person's family were told that the person's kidney and liver had packed up. He died a few days, or maybe the second day. Apparently, he had been taking paracetamol over and over and over.
As simple as paracetamol. So, like as I was saying, excessive intake of alcohol, you get irreversible liver cirrhosis or whatever.
Okay.
Good. But if it is like cocaine, codeine, all those one, tramadol, whatever. Once you get the person arrested emotionally, sent to the reformatory home for reform, they are willing to get out of the drug, and they will be okay. But the one of alcohol, liver is one of the biggest organ in the system. You can't recover it back. So it's better the person don't even start the intake of alcohol.
In the first place.
Yes. Because the one that has been on codeine.
Yes.
Because like now, because of the restriction, we never sell it. People are out of it. After a while, they will get off their withdrawal syndrome, which is like purging, you start fidgeting and all that. But for the one of alcohol, once your liver cirrhosis is there,
that's it.
So parents, be very mindful.
Okay, I was actually going to say that what exactly is your final message to everybody who is listening to us, everyone out there who is listening to us? So what's your final message to the government, parents, students, world, young people out there, teenagers? Your final message, sir.
My final message to the government, they have a major role to play.
Okay.
They should make sure that the enacted laws are being enforced to the letter. There should be no sacred cows. That's for the government.
Okay.
And the government is me and you.
True that.
To the parents, be cautious. You bring these children to this world, you'll be held responsible for whatever happened to them.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, if you are not careful, they will turn back at you. We know we chase money here and there, but like those parameters that check your words, pupil dilation, mood, whatever,
mood swings,
and the rest. For the students or whatever, pick good, God-fearing.
Yes, so it's been an amazing time with Pharmacist Henry. Thank you very, very much. I hope the next time we call on you, we hope you would have time to come join us, sir.
No problem.
All right. Now, for you, our esteemed audience, our esteemed viewers out there, the next time we'll be coming on this show, on this Deep Thought with Daily Niger, we'll be coming with something new, something fresh, something thought and mind-provoking, my disruptive. I don't want to continue with all the big grammars. So for you all, trust me, the next time you will be seeing my face, we'll have something else for you people. I remain Ifenla Jedidiah Oligbinde. Remain blessed.